Now, some entrepreneurs might think that they don't have any competition, but unless you have invented a time machine or discovered aliens in your neighborhood, every business has some competition. What's up YouTube, this is Ahsan from Do It in 10 and you're watching the part 4 of our business plan for startup series. In this video, I'll be talking about competitor analysis and how to analyze competition in the industry while planning your business. So if you're new to this channel, could you please subscribe below and hit the bell icon so you can receive notifications when we upload a new video. Now without any ado, let's find out how to do some competition analysis. In my previous video, I talked about how to do market analysis or market research for the industry that you are planning to operate in, but no market analysis or research can be regarded as complete until you have done some competition analysis to follow it up. Now, some entrepreneurs might think that they don't have any competition, but unless you have invented a time machine or discovered aliens in your neighborhood, every business has some competition. And if you fail to realize that, your business is going to suffer and your business plan is going to look unrealistic, unreliable, and exaggerated to your investors. And to be honest, competition analysis is not even that difficult and complex if you just follow the 5-step process that I'm going to give you in this video. Step 1, identify your competitors. Find out who your competitors are, where they are operating, what is their revenue level, and list them all in your business plan. There are basically 3 types of competitors that you have to study: direct, indirect, and secondary. Direct competitors are those who sell the same product as you and in the same way as you sell. For example, Samsung and Apple, they are direct competitors because they are both selling smartphones. Secondary competitors are those who sell the same product but in different ways. For example, take Netflix and YouTube. Both of them are streaming services, but their methods of operation is different. One is paid subscription-based service, while other is an open source platform where people can just go and look out for videos. The third and final type of competitors are indirect competitors. These competitors are the ones who are selling different products to you, but they are targeting the same customers as you. So basically they are offering some kind of substitute your customers. A pizza shop and a sandwich shop, for example. They're selling the different products, but they are targeting the same type of customers as you are. Step 2, study your competitors. For this step, you have to study each and everything about your direct, indirect, and secondary competitors. You have to find out how do they operate, what do they sell, what are their prices, what are their marketing techniques, what are the distribution channels. Just do some research on the internet for that purpose. You can check out their websites. You can also visit them. It is a really good way to learn about your competitors. If you just go to this service, for example, for a restaurant, you can go to your competitor's restaurant, their building, via dish, try it out. If you like it, rate it. What are their strengths for products? What are their weaknesses? Basically, you have to study everything that you can about your competitors so you can drive a good plan to compete them in the future. Step 3, competitive matrix. Once you have collected all the data about all your competitors from step 2, you have to make a table to effectively compare yourself with all the competitors. To make a competitive matrix, you can start by creating a table on a worksheet or an Excel sheet. In the very first column, you list all the features that are going to be the basis of differentiation between all your competitors and yourself. It can be pricing, it can be quality, customer service, marketing technique, distribution channels. And then on the top row, you first list yourself and then all your competitors one by one. Once all this is done, you simply have to tick all the features an individual competitor has and cross all the ones they don't. Step 4, perceptual map. A perceptual map or a positioning map is basically a graphical representation of all major players in your industry. In order to make a perceptual map, you start by selecting 2 major aspects that differentiate you from all your competitors in the industry. Then list one of those aspects on the y-axis and the other one on x-axis. This can be high price to low price versus high quality, low quality, or high customer service to low customer service versus the high price to low price. Then you circle the position of all competitors in the industry. For example, where do they lie according to those aspects? And finally, you encircle your position in the industry as well. Step number 5 is Porter's 5 forces analysis. A Porter's 5 forces analysis is the most efficient way to summarize all the competition and the market analysis within one model. In this analysis, you talk about 5 major things: power of suppliers, power of buyers, threat of substitutes, threat of new entrants, and overall intensity of internal rivalry. For power supplies, you have to talk about how much power your suppliers have over you. Will they be able to affect your pricing or your business models? Also talk about how many suppliers are there in your market. A less number of suppliers means they'll have more power over you. The power of buyers works in somewhat similar way. Talk about how much power your buyers or your customers will have over you. How many customers are there? Are they loyal to you? When talking about kind of substitutes, you have to talk about how many substitutes or alternatives are available for your customers in your industry. Remember, a substitute is not a competitor. In the case of a restaurant, your substitute is not another restaurant, but it is something that meets the same needs of the customer. For example, a cinema or a park, because customers can go out and enjoy their time out there. You should also study about switching costs, like how easy it is for your customers to choose an alternative over you. For kind of new entrants, you have to study how easy it is to start a new business or a company within your industry, and are there any major barriers to entry for a new business. Finally, you have to study the overall intensity of internal rivalry in your industry. For this, you have to study how many players or competitors are there in the industry. A high number of business in your industry means there is high intensity, and a lower number means there is less intensity in the industry. And that's it. Just follow this 5-step process and you'll have a great looking and professional comparative analysis chapter that will make your whole business plan more credible and reliable. Now comment below with which industry your business is going to compete in, or what else do you think should be included in a competitive plan. Finally, click the like button if this video was helpful, and if you would like to learn more about how to write a business plan and what you should include in a business plan to make it more professional and more effective to your investors, check out my whole business plan series on this channel, and make sure you subscribe and hit that icon so you can stay in touch and receive notifications for my upcoming videos. Bye for now and keep hustling.